What's shaking, YouTubeites? You know what? That's Thursday's deal. Welcome, everybody. How you doing? I'm JB. Laura is out sick tonight, and tonight we are hosting the Cover Price Top 10 show for May 20th. Do you guys still do music? I don't think you do music.
Of course. Of course.
All right, so my choice. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. All right, before we get started, I know there are some people that come into this show and say, why? Why the music? Let me explain if you're not from the old school. That is an opportunity for the chat to congregate, to come together, to say hello to each other.
Yep.
And our good friend up in heaven, Tim, always started his show with some beats. And shout out to Tim. Been thinking about you. All right, so tonight we've got the Cover Price Top 10 show for May 20th. And before we get started, real quick, Marty, you know how we're running late, so don't take too long. Let's say hello.
Don't be long-winded. Is that what you're trying to say, JB?
Because time.
I guess I am taking up some time, but I do have to share a story with you tonight since you mentioned Tim. Okay. All right. So this is so strange. I'm a big believer in signs. I'm always like, I see signs, whether butterflies, red cardinals, dragonflies. I'm a big believer in signs, right? And so, being that this is the month that, rest in peace, Tim left us, right? I just, I was watching this thing with my wife last night, and the credits came up where there were words and everything, and I swear to God, in big, bold print was TiVo. Okay, what? Tell me if that is not a sign. All right, this had nothing to do with comic books or anything. This was something we were watching on YouTube or something. It had nothing to do. It was just more like more of our career field, but yeah, that came up, and I was like, "Come on, is that not a sign or what?"
That's a sign.
Just big old print, on screen, TiVo. I'm like, "Hey, buddy," And my wife said the same thing. She was like, "Dude, hun, that's a sign right there." I was like, "Yeah, looking out after us."
All right,
yeah,
Lando, say what's good to the people.
Man, everything's good, guys. Yes, unfortunately, we did lose TiVo 1 year ago, but man, he is always in our thoughts. Without him, I wouldn't be here, but the closest I'll ever get to having the opportunity to hang with him is by hanging with the OG Lords right here. You got JB in the house. You got Marty in the house. I see all the fine people in the chat. Lots of familiar faces. If you're watching the replay, show some love, comment below. But let's kick off the top 10, baby.
Here we go. Let's get this show kicked off. We do this in reverse order. We go from we're going to show the runner-up first, and then we're going to go backwards 10 to 1, and these are actually sales. These are live sales from the last 7 days. So listen closely to the numbers. Who's going to go first?
I'm going first. Let's go, baby.
Lando, what do we got in the runner-up position tonight?
Well, for tonight's runner-up, we have Alias, #1, printed by Marvel back in November of 2001. Now, Daredevil Born Again marked the return of many street-level characters that fans grew to love in the Netflix series. We had Daredevil, Punisher, Kingpin, Bullseye, and more returned to positive reviews of the show. Disney has now announced that the second season of Daredevil will feature the return of Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones, which we announced right here on Cover Price, right on their website, guys. Fans of the original Defenders on Netflix are sure to feel the hype for the return of their favorite characters. This announcement put Jessica Jones's first appearance back on the wish lists of many collectors. We tracked 15 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 32% with a high sale of $171 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $53. Yes, Jessica Jones, Kristen Ritter, making her way back, man. I know a lot of people. Dude, I'm excited about that. I think she did.
What did you think of her?
So I just to tell you what I thought of Jessica Jones when it first came out. I ended up selling this book to her first appearance for $10. That's what I thought about it. You know?
What?
Yeah, it was just absolutely horrible. I did not like Jessica Jones at all. It was so boring. It was long. It was nothing that was very impressive to me at all. Just did not care for Alias. And, you know, and she was just not, to me, was not portrayed as a really, really good character. So that's my thought.
Are you talking about the comic book version or the TV version right now? Because I'm confused, Marty.
Yeah, both.
Both. You didn't like the character at all in general. Okay.
I'm going.
I love street level heroes. I love all the street level heroes.
Yeah.
Do you really?
I do.
That's right, JP. But no, Marty, I could see your take and I totally respect it. But I thought Jessica Jones season 1 was amazing. Kilgrave was an amazing villain. The actor who portrayed him did an amazing job.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I think you know when you go back to the Netflix stuff, definitely Daredevil outshined pretty much everybody. But Punisher too was up there. John Bernthal, and I got to put Jessica Jones too. Put some respect on it because I mean Luke Cage was good. Unfortunately, when the Defenders came together and we got Iron Fist, oh, dude.
Oh, my God. I'll rant about Iron Fist if you let me, man. Between that and Alias and... no, dude. No, dude.
I'm down to hear your rant on Iron Fist, but with regards to your Jessica Jones take...
Boo this man!
You know, and you guys are...
about Iron Fist, because... Of the street level characters, and I would consider Iron Fist one of the street level characters. He was the worst one. I hated.
Yeah.
On TV.
Yeah,
dude, I grew up reading, you know, Iron Fist, you know, and I grew up loving it, man. It was one of my favorite characters growing up, you know, and just what they did to him on the Netflix series, it just really ruined it for me. And ever since then, man, I'm just like, this is just terrible, man.
All right. Well, that's only the runner-up, folks. We haven't even gotten to the top 10.
I know,
We've
right?
already got the boo birds out over here. So at the runner-up position, we've got Alias, issue number 1, key comic there, originally published in November of 2001 from Marvel. So now we kick off the official top 10 list for this week. And at number 10, what have we got, Marty?
Yes, bring it in is... Sentry number 1, Jay Lee, regular, Marvel, September 2000. So many fans went and saw the Thunderbolts and couldn't help but dive into who the heck the Sentry guy was. He debuted in this book and didn't gain much traction until recently. Thunderbolts helped to change, that is, it delivered a version of the Sentry that interested fans without overwhelming them with some of this comic book background, which can be daunting. His reception has been positive, leading to a resurgence of aftermarket movement. We tracked 16 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 35%, with a high sale of $310 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of 135 bones. There it is.
Okay, are we spoiling now? Is it are we okay to spoil or not?
Absolutely. If nobody's watched it by now, this is your fault.
Okay.
Yeah, so, absolutely. I'm okay.
I've
seen the whole thing. I loved it. What do you think
of this character interpretation by Marvel here?
Marty, I'll let you take it first.
No, absolutely. I like where they're going with it. I love it. I love what they're going to be doing. It's just exciting. Now
the conclusion of what did you? I don't know. I feel like Lando, tell me where you feel on this. I feel like 2 movies in a row now, we've really had the main antagonist of the movie just be talked down.
How so?
Yeah, no, I don't disagree on that aspect, but I
think about Red Hulk. Just kind of gets the sun's the sun says getting low or whatever the line was, and he gets talked off the ledge. And here's same type of thing.
Yeah. I totally get where you're coming from, but I do have to say that the Sentry for the film was possibly the best villain antagonist they could have picked for the film, because when you factor where these characters are in the present day within the MCU, and you could see, you know, They're the degenerates. They're the outcasts. They're the lone wolves, and everything they're going through emotionally. Yelena having lost her sister, Black Widow, right? There's just everybody's got something going on within their lives, and it's funny how the antagonist kind of brings them together, right? And that the Sentry is a character that is very, struggling with mental health, and I love the character. I love the way they portrayed him on the big screen. I will say this comic, I love this. In fact, Jay Lee did not one but 3 covers for Sentry #1. He did this one. He did the 1 in 50, which I ironically gets no love. You know that the 1 in 50 sells for pretty much the same coin in a CGC 98. And then you have that San Diego Comic-Con 2000 variant, which that one, it goes, I remember seeing that one go nuclear. But I love Robert Reynolds, the character, Bob Reynolds, Bob. It was, in my eyes, at least, very well portrayed, very fitting for the film. And
Marvel's back, baby. Marvel is back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. Number 10, The Sentry. Number 1, the Jay Lee cover, the regular A cover, originally published, 25 years ago. Crazy. September of 2000. Good Lord. All right. What's at number 9?
Well, at number 9, guys. Yeah, it's too bad Laura's not here, but Revival #1, the Jenny Frison regular cover by Image, dating back to July of 2012. Now, zombies are making a comeback, which is pretty surprising considering, Walking Dead and everything since then has been pretty much zombies. But anyways, with some saying we may be experiencing a revival in interest. See what we did there? Jokes aside, fans have been picking up this book on the aftermarket with the announcement that Sci-Fi aimed to adapt this interesting zombie-centric series. It also moonlights as a pretty early Jenny Frison cover who routinely has books hit our lists. It checks several boxes for some collectors out there, and they're willing to drop some cash to add it to their PCs. We tracked 11 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 64% with a high sale of $140 for a CGC 98 copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $33. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Hey, you know what? Like I said, this is earlier Frison stuff. If you're a Frison fan, I could imagine you would want this within your collection. But I totally slept on Revival. It's something I didn't even.
Oh, come on. You can't buy every single Image #1. Well, I guess you could. But
actually,
I feel like I did for a period of time.
I did
felt
too.
Like I bought every single freaking Image #1.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
You can't.
You can't. You're absolutely right. And this was during the time that I tried. And I actually have this one, Revival #1, early Jenny Frison. And speaking of Jenny Frison, I've been collecting a lot of her early stuff back in the days, like around this time frame, So I do got a lot of her earlier things, but I'm wondering if, besides, of course, this being a wonderful early Jenny Frison cover, that I'm so happy to hear zombies are hopefully making a comeback.
Yeah.
It's just here's the thing. Even they're not really gone.
That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't as big as hype as prior Rick Grimes. You know what I mean? And then post Rick Grimes is you saw that really big slowdown on zombies, right?
Man, you know what, dude? Look, if you go across multiple different medias, like I still see everything zombie. Look, right now, you literally have The Last of Us, which is very zombie centric.
Yeah, that's zombie.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've been playing Call of Duty since like the early days, and everything is, I get excited for the zombies and that. So yeah, man, I personally don't feel like zombies ever faded, but definitely a little bit of a resurgence. I will say that, like it is something that you're seeing a little more of, which I want everybody to check in on Dr. Yo-Yo.
I got a question for you guys. This is now 13-year-old Frison work. Some of that early, people are talking about picking an artist and finding their early works. Do you see an evolution of her work by looking at this piece compared to what she does now?
Her style remains.
Could you tell this was Frison without being told it was Frison?
Yes. I could tell. I feel like a lot of her older things were so much more detailed than what I see nowadays. I really like a lot of her older stuff. her newer stuff, of course, is just as on par. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't know, just something about her earlier things that really capture me.
All right. Yeah. Well, at number 9, we've got Early Jenny Frizen in Revival, issue number 1, originally published in 2012 from Image. Buy all the number 1 images, everybody. Buy them all. All right. What do we got at number 8?
Oh, is that me? Okay. Superman, A Friendship Unleashed, number 1, Travis Mercer and Andrew Dahlhaus, Milk Bone Giveaway, DC April 2025. Well, it appears we have an answer regarding how the community feels about upcoming Superman film. This was a low-key release. A bonus included with the purchase of a small box of milk bone dog treats that everyone would recognize. Quantities were limited and quickly sold out as word spread online roughly a day. Some ordered multiples, and several copies had made their way online, with collectors paying big bucks to snag a copy. It hit the nostalgia spot in the brain. Mail-away prizes were a big deal for the hobby for decades, but have faded substantially. It also clues the community in on some of the excitement as it's a book featuring Superman and Krypto, both playing a big part in the upcoming movie. We track 17 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 100%, with a high sale of $70 for a near mint plus raw copy, and a current raw near mint fair market value of $58. Yeah, that's just so cool. I love that. You can only get it if you bought like a milk bone of
it was a box.
Yeah, a box of milk bones.
Come on, man.
Yeah, isn't that? I love the cover though. I really do.
Yeah,
this is so cool.
I'm forever going to be bitter about this because, like, I literally I caught this at its drop on the website.
Yeah,
so I went to the milk bone and I got a dog, dude. I would have happily given my dog the milk bone and keep the cum.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, when I went to check out, it said it was only available for people who live in the United States. So I was hitting up some friends in the United States, and nobody took care of me. Nobody. I was like a sad puppy. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I tell you what, dude. If I would have snagged 2, then I would have taken care of you, man. But definitely, I would have loved to have this in my collection as well. I love this.
Yeah, this is amazing, dude. I love this. And you were just talking about how some of these mailaways and things like that, you could see throughout time do very well on the aftermarket. I think this is a great marketing idea, especially when you got Krypto in this film. Milkbone doing their thing, plugging away some of their dog treats. So this is pretty cool. It's a win-win, guys. If you have a dog and you love comics, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's got that little milk bone.
Get it, or is it over?
It's pretty much sold out on the website.
Yeah, it's sold out. It said
one day.
Yeah, one day. Yeah, and then it landed same day. Landed on eBay.
I almost put my house for sale to become American that day, guys.
Look at this, a dented.
Oh, good God!
For $43. By the way, Rudy, I am down with you. I think I'll spend the week pulling some clips. Maybe we can do something special next week.
Yes,
I agree. And if you guys have any suggestions of what you want to see,
or you know what, send me your favorite Tim clip to my Instagram, and I'll try and work it into the show.
Yeah,
how about that?
That'd be amazing, man. And on the comments, suggest give some suggestions as far as what you'd like to see as what clips, certain clips that Tim would do. What was your favorite
Evoism? Yeah. Was it reading the tea leaves?
Yeah.
Come on. All right. So at number 8, we've got Superman of Friendship Unleashed, issue number 1, the Travis Mercer and Andrew Dahlhaus Milk Bone Giveaway. Good Lord. What have we got at number 7?
Guys, for number 7 is by far my favorite read out of last week's books that dropped. And yes, because outside of spec, we do read books, guys. Now, at number 7, we have Exquisite Corpses number 1, the Michael Walsh secret foil variant that was dropped by Image just last week, May 2025. Now, James Tynion is usually a draw these days, and his most recent project was no different. This book quickly sold out at local comic shops and has been moving in spades online. But the secret foil variant was the book that dedicated fans were after in a huge way. The community loves a good secret variant, and being one from a hyped up new title, well, that pretty much only helps, guys. We tracked 24 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 30% with a high sale of $75 for a near mint raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $57. I loved this book. It was such it was a rush, dude. It's like
right. Give me the synopsis. I'm not in on current reads, and you completely are. Tell me, what is the synopsis of this story? What's going on here?
so you basically have these characters that get brought together and dropped like into a city where it's basically everyone has to kill each other. Last one survives. It's like a tournament contest type thing, and it was just so intriguing because the first issue was a ginormous issue, guys. Like it was a $4.99 book, but you got like 60 pages of amazing content. And man, I loved the read. You got to learn about these characters, the identities that they're going to be when this tournament is going to kick off. I guess you could call it a tournament. It's not real. Well, at the end of the book, they actually had a tournament bracket with all these characters. So that was pretty interesting. So I'm looking forward to this. I think Tynion's written something that is very TV potential with this. Like it was, it almost felt like it was written for television.
Does it sound like Squid Game meets something or another? I have one comment here from Derek Neiman that says it's like The Purge meets Most Dangerous Game.
I was just gonna say The Purge, man. The Purge is definitely caught up. Most Dangerous is also equally accurate. But yeah, man, it was just a very good read for the first issue. Nice. I'm definitely intrigued.
So there's a bracket at the end of the book, so you guys can project who's gonna win this tournament.
Wow. Yeah, man.
Oh, that's fantastic! I love that.
And you know what else is cool is each issue that's going to be coming out for this. Every issue is going to have a trading card that you can cut out at the end of the book, which is pretty cool. I don't know if anyone's going to be cutting those out, to be honest.
Right.
But you can collect those trading cards, and I believe that's going to turn into a trading card game. So that makes that even more fun. You know what I mean? It's like they really thought of all the gimmicks and good times, and it's a great story. I'm really excited about this.
Nice.
Did you share this one on Sunday, Lando? I didn't see this.
I shared the Scotty Young one. So Scotty Young actually has a store exclusive over on his website. Now, unfortunately, all the signed copies and the CGC 98s are already sold out, but he still has some of those, exclusives available, just in a regular, not signed or anything. So it's not a bad idea to pick it up. I mean, he does cons relatively often. You might be able to get it signed.
All right. Well, at number 7, we've got Exquisite Corpses, issue number 1, the Michael Walsh Secret Foil. This just came out. Man, you got time to jump on that. All right. What do we got at number 6?
Yeah. Bringing in number 6 is Doom number 1, Sanford Green, regular Marvel, May of 2024. Now, this is back. This has been on the list for quite some time, but now we see. If this book looks familiar, it's because it was featured on this list numerous times in the past. In the wake of the death of rapper MF Doom, this book was released with a tribute that fans appreciated. Recently, they've pivoted their attention back to this book as it features a storyline in which Dr. Doom sets out to gather more power than literally anyone ever has in a bid to stop Galactus from taking out the universe. Well, Fantastic Four First Steps is right around the corner, coincidentally featuring Galactus. We've also been getting pics of Robert Downey Jr. flirting with the getup online, and in one of the pics was what he was been using to get ready to take up the mantle, and this book just happened to be front and center. It's enough to send fans back to the aftermarket. We tracked 26 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 91%, with a high sale of $145 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $57. Okay. Now,
man.
Yeah.
This book is not going away. It's coming back.
No, it's coming back, man. It's
got legs.
Like a bad case of herpes. It just keeps coming back, man. But it's not bad. This is a really good book. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoy this. I'm glad I actually have this one in my copy myself. So I'm glad to see this is something that's coming out. Besides this being a, a good book to have, especially for Doom coming out, this is still an organic read, a really good organic read.
Lando, which cover is the one to have?
Well, obviously the cover A got a lot of love, man. But I love that. What was it? The Grainov cover, man. That was just yeah. It was so good.
That was just the face, right? Wasn't that just the big face?
Yeah, it was like the chest up, the close up, and dude, that cover is wicked. They're all good, but guys, the story inside, man. You just mentioned Mother Forker Doom. Yeah, they pay a little tribute to him out the gate within this issue, which is really neat. I thought it was very well written, guys. You can't go wrong with Jonathan Hickman. Hickman is just absolutely hitting home run after home run after home run, and he did exactly that with this book. But when Robert Downey Jr. posted the photo of himself getting ready with this book on his little table, man, it's crazy to think that that is what's getting people back to picking this book up, just because he was, plugging this book over on his socials, and it's just wicked. This really took off, and I was always impressed by the fact that when this originally took off, it was solely based on the read. People really enjoying this. Then, of course, we got Doom News with RDJ. RDJ posting this on his socials definitely brings this back to the list. I've got a few copies of this, and even at that, like I mean, I could make a profit, but I don't want to, man. I want to hold.
You don't want to.
Yeah,
shut up and take my money.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. But yeah, man, I love this book. We're still good.
JB,
I think we lost JB. J Bizzle, my nizzle.
No!
There
we
go.
Muted.
You're so muted.
Jeez,
I don't even think they still have the
play
music
the kit.
up, do they? Yeah.
I can't hear you. Press the button. I can't hear you. Press the button, you donut. I can't hear you.
Then Fandango, can you hear me?
Yeah, obviously, if you press the button. Oh, fucking hell, you've done it again, you press the button. I can't hear you unless you push the button.
You gotta edit that one, man.
I'm gonna have to edit that one out. These guys are gonna get in trouble on that one. All right, we are at the halfway point. I think we'll do a little call to action. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, why not, man? It's free. I mean, just hit the subscribe button, hit the bell, so you don't miss the next time we go live, which will be this Thursday for the Shaker Show, and then Friday, I think they do a weekly wrap up. And there's a lot of content on this channel now. I'm seeing some 1 year later videos popping up on the channel now.
There's gonna be
a lot of good stuff.
Dude, I think we're gonna need a cover price television station.
I know we're gonna. Yeah, they got their own network going on right now.
That'd be nice. We should gather together around a table, man. That's how we should do the show, right? And
sit around a table, and
if I can make comics my full-time job, you guys know I do that in a heartbeat, man.
All right, so at number 6 we had Doom #1 from 2024. At number 5, what have we got?
Oh man, we're going to one of my favorite books, man. You got the Thanos Imperative Devastation #1 by Marvel, back from January 2011. Now the MCU engine is rumbling. Rumors sprang up recently that an Annihilators project might be in the works over at Disney. You may be curious or have no idea who the Annihilators are. Most didn't until they took a deep dive and found this book delivering their first appearance. The team features Silver Surfer, Quasar, Beta Ray Bill, Space Knight, Cosmo, Gladiator, and Ronan the Accuser, guys. Quite a stacked cast, and fans were quick to snag up a copy after a hint of an adaptation hit the internet. We tracked 28 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 182%, with a high sale of $40 for a near mint raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $11. Now, this is a book you could have found for dirt cheap for the longest time. Very few people around me, always showing some love to this book, talking about this book. The Annihilators, man, such a wonderful team. Annihilation is probably one of my favorite events to ever come out of Marvel. And I'm a very street level guy, but the cosmic stuff always, I always give love to. And Thanos being my guy, of course. But I cannot stress it enough, guys. If Annihilus does hit, we're going to be in for a good time, especially if they bring the Annihilation story forth. I hope we get to see Nova thrown into the mix as well. I know that that's been postponed for the longest time, but if that Annihilus, does make his way to the MCU, I do think there's a particular book out there, guys, that has the first appearance of Annihilus and also Franklin Richards. I just want to remind you guys that, who are both going to be making their way in the MCU, if that's the fact. So I would imagine Fantastic Four Annual 6 getting a lot of love, especially after we get Fantastic Four this summer, guys. Franklin Richards is going to be a key to a lot of things coming. So
this team is ridiculous. Read the team again.
Yeah, so on the team we have literally Quasar, we've got Better Ray Bill, you got Silver Surfer, Space Knight, Cosmo, Gladiator, Ronan the Accuser. This
is ridiculous.
Yeah,
damn.
Stacked.
That's ridiculous. That team's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a cosmic Suicide Squad, dude.
Yeah, it's amazing, dude.
All right, well, there you have it. At number 5, we've got the Thanos Imperative Devastation issue number 1, originally published in 2011 from Marvel. Marty, what have we got next?
All right. Bringing in is Invincible Universe Battle Beast number 2, Ryan Otley and Annalisa Leone. Battle Beast Blind Bag Advanced Edition Foil. Image May of 2025. Blind bags are a gamble, which can be half the fun, but rarely do fans get such an exciting payoff as this one. Not only did we get issue number 1 to feast upon, but a lucky group was able to pull the second issue from the blind bags. It quickly became a coveted aftermarket book for those who missed out but didn't want to wait for issue number 2 to release properly next month. Prices surged a bit when they first started hitting the market, but have solidified substantially. We tracked 98 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 134%, with a high sale of $30 for a near mint plus raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $12.
All right, who wants to go first? I don't want to be the old man and just be the doom and gloom.
Okay, so I'll kick it off, guys.
What I
look, I'm not going to talk too much about the packs because, well, we do have a few more coming our way. But man, I've got 9 packs on standby that I've yet to open up, and I can't wait to rip them open. I saw so many people actually get this. I was seeing on social media, on Instagram, lots of people posting your books, which I love seeing, guys. I like. Don't get me wrong. I love seeing all other content as well, like with MCU stuff, Superman and all that. Great. But I love seeing when people are posting books. And like, I was seeing this ultra rare advanced edition making its way several times over on my Instagram feed. And then I hit eBay and I saw so many copies being sold. And I was asking myself, ultra rare, eh? So
ultra rare, eh?
Right? That's what we're calling this, right? But what's even funnier is that people got this ultra rare advanced copy, and I saw nobody talk about the read, which I'm like hoping to hit this book so I can read it. You know what I mean? But yeah, no.
All right. So when does issue 2 actually come out?
I believe it's on FOC now, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it?
So
Yeah.
that's a very interesting. Now, okay. I'm going to give you my whole synopsis of this. 1, manufactured rarity. Is it good? Why is it bad in comic books if it's good in baseball cards and basketball cards and football cards?
Okay.
How it can, I don't know about you, but I can watch people rip packs for a while, especially when it's not my money. and for the thrill of the rip. Right, to see that exclusive card mostly, and now they're transferring this excitement, this thrill of the rip to comic books, and I enjoy it. I really do. I'm trying not to get caught up in spending all the money on it, but I really do enjoy watching somebody get a hit.
Oh, dude, for sure, for sure. And I just want to correct myself. It is actually coming out tomorrow. Battle Beast issue 2, number 1, second printing. Somebody said it in the chat. Shout out to you. But yes, it is on FOC, the second print. But dude, I agree with you, JB. You know, I on Sunday on my show, dude, I had love
Gambling. That's what it is. Someone just said it is gambling. There's a dopamine. There's something that we get as adults watching gambling and participating in gambling. I can sit over somebody's shoulder who's pulling, my wife when she's pulling the handle on the slots. I can watch that for a while. Why? Right?
Yeah.
Seeing if she hits. There's something about watching people gamble, and that's what it is. It's a gamble.
It is, man. But like I said, Sunday on my show, I had somebody in the chat give away live. We gave away 5 packs. They donated 5 packs to the show. We were live Sunday, did the giveaway, and like I can't wait to see what the winner, Cliff. Shout out to Cliff, ends up pulling. You know what I mean? Like I love the idea. The concept is a fun gimmick. Whether you're on board or not, does it create FOMO? I think so. Yeah, absolutely, man. People are addicted to that, Rip.
What do you think of this new concept, though? Instead of it just being about foils and a couple of signed copies, putting in an advanced edition of something that nobody has seen yet, because nobody has seen the interior of this book yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's different. I like that. I like that better than just reprinting old books with new artists and making a foil cover. This is cool. This is something that nobody's seen the interior artwork on.
Yeah. Yep. I like the Invincible universe. I really do. I love it. But I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, if you will. Because I could see myself, just like JB was saying, it's a dopamine hit, right? When it's a gamble. It's almost like it's a gamble, and people get that certain urge and hit. And I tell you what, you can go down a rabbit hole with this bad boy.
And this could happen to you right there. Timothy Brandt saw it. You can see people that get caught up in the auctioning part of it, the bidding up of this thing, way overpay, rip, and get nothing. And that's the gamble.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a gamble. I don't, like I said, I don't, I would say proceed with caution on this, please. It's fun, it's gimmicky, but it also can be expensive.
Absolutely. But
all right, at number 4, you got another comment on this one before we go to number 3?
Oh no, I was just gonna plug you for number 3. I was gonna be like, I have 9 packs waiting. I hope to hit the next one that we're gonna talk about.
There you go. Hit the next one. That's right. At number 4, Invincible Universe Battle Beast issue number 2, the Ryan Otley and Annalisa Leone Battle Beast Blind Bag Advanced Edition foil. Woof. All right. What have we got at number 3?
Like I said, this is the one I want to hit, but we've got Marvel Team Up issue 14, Corey Walker, Battle Beast Blind Bag Edition foil by Marvel, May 2025. That's right. You heard that. Marvel. Cool, right? Cool. Marvel Image. I like that. The original release of this book was limited in its day and very hard to find. It was a product of its time, and as Invincible has gained popularity, it's been a thorn in the side of numerous collectors who want a copy. Many were especially excited to see this reprint as an option in the recent Battle Beast blind bags. Some opted to skip the gamble and snag a copy directly from those who pulled a copy or potentially parted with excess copies they pulled. Regardless, this reprint was an excellent way for some collectors to add a piece of Invincible to their collection without dropping a couple $100. We tracked 177 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 100% with a high sale of $40 for a near mint plus raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $36. Now, I love this book. I've read it online. It is not a book I have within my collection, but the team up here that we get, Spider-Man and Invincible, it's such a fun read, dude. This is a very quick Marvel team up read, but it's fast paced and it gives you a lot of good times in it. Now, pulling this out of the blind bags, I know people are chasing and hunting those ratios, the 1 in 100s, the 1 in 1000s. They want those sketches. I get you. There's nothing wrong with that. But myself, this is really the only book I want to get out of the entire batch. Because, I mean, I love Invincible. I love Spider-Man. I think this is great. I'd love to own the original copy, but just like I said, the thorn in everyone's side, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what this book has been for me. Every time I've come across it, it's either overpriced or somebody snags it at a good price right before I do. So that's how things work. I want to get this. I hope I do, and I love this. Good idea.
So, real quick, can someone explain this particular blind bag that Image did only has one comic in it, right?
Yeah. So you're pulling
So
one comic out of the bag.
one comic is coming out of the bag,
Yeah, exactly.
and these were available FOC for just like $4, right?
Correct. So you could have gotten them on pre-order. I hope
The hell
everybody's
is that?
following Lefteros and checking out Cover Prices FOC lists weekly. I run through them on Sundays. Come check it out. But
Check it out.
Shameless plug.
yeah, absolutely. But you could have got these for like you said, dirt cheap on pre-order with FOC. There were some shops, there's a shop here, Comic Legion, that I shop at, and like they gave me 6 books for 24 Canadian, which is like 2 cents American for you guys. So
Wow.
yeah, you there were many shops doing amazing bundle giveaways because I mean by doing that, of course, they could also hit ratios too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. All right, folks. At number 3, we've got the Marvel Team Up issue number 14. The Corey Walker Battle Beast Blind Bag Edition foil reprint. This is a reprint. So, what do we got? 2 left. Do you think they're both going to be invincible?
Will they be blind bags?
What do we got at number 2?
Yeah, and also Invincible Universe Battle Beast eBay Live comic trading pack, no number, sealed pack, limited to 1,000, published by Image, May of 2025. Of all the Battle Beast blind bag hype, this was probably the biggest portion of it. Limited to 1,000, these blind bags couldn't be had for less than $200 and surged in price immediately before the hovering around of 250-ish. There were some massive pulls in these, including original sketches from Ryan Otley. For those with the opportunity to secure one on the aftermarket, be careful, as some are reproducing the sketches and trying to pass them off as originals. If you come across one, compare it to the originals on our site or directly with the artists, and be careful out there. We tracked 74 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 100%, with a high sale of $355 for a near mint raw copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $222. 222. That's a sign. That's another sign. 222.
There you go.
There you
Lando,
go, man.
Tell me about these. So there was a red pack, which is just normal stuff, or
yeah. So
I'm confused now. There's 2 different packs.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a red pack and this pack.
Correct. The eBay Live pack actually had 3 comics inside, not 1. So that's kind of what differentiated this. You had different covers available. There were sketches inside and other fun things, and I got to see a lot of people with not giving these away, selling these over on Whatnot, etc. But there was only 1,000, so it was very limited, and it was very interesting to see. Man, I know a lot of people were really excited to rip these open and see what the eBay ones had in store for them. I think it was, I was watching Big Clutch, man, and shout out to him, dude. A wonderful job. Yeah, there you go. Big Clutch. He's in the chat. So nice to see him here. But yeah, he did a wonderful job on the eBay Live. And it was just very well done. I think these were cool books that were within these packs as well. And I loved it.
All right. Well, at number 2, we have the Invincible Universe Battle Beast eBay Live comic trading pack, sealed pack, limited to only 1,000. Does anybody want to guess what is number 1?
Well, number 1 is obviously going to be Invincible Universe Battle Beast number 1, the blind bag by Image that just came out last week. Now, guys, of course, you're probably wondering why this one's coming in at number 1 rather than the eBay one, because the sale is a lot higher on the other side. But the amount of volume, and I mean the amount of copies of this that were sold on the aftermarket, was absolutely bananas. So, This was utterly outrageous. Those in the community knew this release was coming. The hype was high going in, but the sheer aftermarket movement was insane. Since this was announced late last year, fans have eagerly crossed out days on their calendars. Pre-orders were open for quite some time, but no one was prepared for the sheer demand that this book encountered. Local comic shops across the country, and my country as well, were short on their deliveries, as those who could afford to bought up enormous quantities in hopes of scoring some of the rarer variants from this release. Those who missed out hit the online market hard in attempts to snag a copy and try their luck. It was a fun experience, but we tracked 336 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 91%, with a high sale of $26 for a raw near mint copy and a current raw near mint fair market value of $15. So that's what I'm saying, is they tracked 336 copies of this blind bag sold on the aftermarket. The amount of copies that moved was absolutely insane.
Wow.
Yeah, so the love was definitely there. I want to shout out Big Clutch, because the eBay ones were just amazing. He did a wonderful job, but this obviously being available to everybody, hitting up shops, like I said, I hit up my shop, Comic Legion, got myself my pre-orders in. Dude, it was a no-brainer. It was an absolute no-brainer, especially when you got to see what was going to be available in these packs. You wanted to secure one, at least. You know what I mean? Like the least you could have done was just pre-order one, and hope for the best. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it looks like we have one person here that said they sold 300 of them.
What?
On Whatnot? Sold 300 of them on Whatnot between
Scotty.
$5 and $15.
Wow.
You go!
Congratulations,
God,
man.
You go, Scotty.
moly. Good
It's,
Lord. They sold
yeah.
400. Is that I don't know if that's confirmed. But what a fantastic promotion.
But dude, even if you average Scotty saying that he sold, let's say, between 5 and 15, so we'll call it $10 at an average, at 300 copies, dude, you banged $3,000 right there. That's good coin. Good for you.
That's a good day's work, man.
Yeah.
All the Whatnot sellers like, we know how these blind bags sell, man. We got to get a bunch of these.
Yeah,
they know what's up.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. All right, folks, that is the top 10 list for tonight. How do I take this down, man? Here we go. Take that down, put us back on the screen. 100 plus people in the live chat. Hit the thumbs up. What the hell? That is a fantastic crowd tonight. The best live chat on YouTube. You know it. If you had JB Panders to the audience on your bingo card, check it off. All right, folks. That's it for tonight. We're going to go around the horn and say goodbye. Lando, say what's good to the people.
Dude, I had a blast, man. JB, it's always nice to have you here. Of course, we miss Laura and we want Laura to feel better, but it was an amazing time. Got to hang with the OG Lords, especially getting close, like I said, to the date of unfortunately making 1 year since we lost TiVo. But TiVo is always in our thoughts, in our, in our hearts. And clearly he's doing something on the other side to bring all of us together, guys. He really did do that. And nothing but love, man. I really want to shout it out to him, because we are getting very, very close to the date next week. So yeah, man, without him, I wouldn't be here. We all probably wouldn't even be here. He really paved the way for what we're doing now. And we hope you guys continue to enjoy what we're bringing to you, because we give it our 110 every single day that we show up. And we do this because we love comics and we love you guys. So appreciate you all. JB, thank you. Marty, I'm always going to thank you for everything, both of you. And the chat, always bringing the heat, bringing the fire. Nothing but love to all of you, man.
Marty.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. What you say, 100 people, 100 viewers? Dude.
Plus, you had 108 there at the peak. It's fantastic.
It blows my mind. Someone would want to watch. 100 people would want to watch us, man. It just blows my mind. Anyways, Laura, I hope you feel better. Please get well soon. It's I know she's not feeling good. She couldn't make it tonight, but all our prayers are with her. Hopefully you get to feeling better soon. And we'll see you next week. But until then, just relax. Just take it easy, Laura. Okay? So be good out there. And everybody in the chat, you guys were hilarious tonight. So many funny comments. I don't know if you guys were reading some of the comments that were out there, man. But these guys were hilarious on the live comment section. Thank you for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. Ditto Lando and everything you said as far as each panel member here. And thank you. This is something that I really enjoy doing as well. I enjoy just being here with my OG brother, with my new G brother, and just enjoying talking comics. May the comic gods, the spirit of our friend Tivo, continue to always bless your long boxes. Excelsior.
Excelsior. All right, everybody. That's tonight's show. Make sure you tune in Thursday. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell. And as always, do not forget, we had a good time. Peace, everyone.